How do protectionism and free trade affect economies? Imagine a world where countries only buy and sell within their borders. Now picture a world where nations freely trade with each other. Both scenarios have big effects on how economies grow and change. Protectionism is when a country puts up barriers like tariffs and trade restrictions to keep foreign goods out. The idea is to protect local businesses from international competition. But in reality, protectionism often causes more harm than good. When tariffs go up, the cost of imported goods rises. This makes everything more expensive for consumers and businesses. For example, if the United States raises tariffs on steel, it costs more for car makers and construction companies to buy steel. That means higher prices for cars and buildings. Protectionist policies also reduce the overall amount of trade. When countries impose tariffs, trading partners might retaliate by doing the same. This leads to a trade where both sides lose. For instance, when the United States taxed imported aluminum and steel in 2018, Canada and the European Union responded with their own tariffs. This back and forth hurt exports and slowed economic growth. Research shows that tariffs can decrease a country's economic output. In the United States, a rise in tariffs could lower economic activity by about 1.5% in the first year. Over time, this can lead to job losses and higher unemployment. When prices go up, people tend to spend less, which slows down the economy. Higher prices also make exports less competitive globally because other countries might have cheaper alternatives. Protectionism can also shake business confidence. When companies see trade barriers going up, they hesitate to invest in new projects. This uncertainty can hold back innovation and growth. Plus, tariffs often lead to higher inflation, which means prices rise across the economy. If imported goods cost more, the overall cost of living increases, squeezing household budgets. On the flip side, free trade encourages countries to specialize in what they do best. When barriers are low, goods and services flow more easily across borders. This competition drives prices down, making products cheaper for consumers. It also pushes companies to innovate and become more efficient. Countries that embrace free trade often see higher economic growth over the long run. However, free trade isn't perfect. It can cause job losses in certain industries, especially manufacturing, as companies move production to countries with lower wages. It can also increase reliance on imports, which makes some economies vulnerable to global shocks. For example, Europe's dependence on Russian gas shows how reliance on foreign supplies can be risky. Looking at the bigger picture, protectionism tends to slow down economic growth and can lead to trade conflicts. Free trade, while not without its challenges, generally promotes efficiency, innovation, and higher living standards. Countries that open their markets tend to grow faster and create more opportunities for their citizens. But it's important to manage the transition carefully to support workers and industries affected by increased competition.